Hello, it's Charles Fockaert, October 13, 2018. I welcome everyone. Thank you for supporting this channel. This is going to be number 59 on the road with Charles Fockaert, and also number 546 in the series over there at YouTube. And don't forget, I'm at BitChute also. Every time I upload here at YouTube, it goes over there to BitChute automatically. And I think that's going to be pretty important here pretty soon. It's too difficult for me to upload straight to BitChute, otherwise I would just ignore YouTube. And I'm going to put this in here as an insert. I forgot to tell you that I also have charlesfockaert.com, and all my videos have charlesfockaert.com in the heading. I did that on purpose. I did that for a reason. If I get banned here on YouTube, I can upload podcasts. I can't do the video yet over there at charlesfockaert.com. I got up at 4:30 in the morning in Korea, and I was taught by a lady here in Ohio or Iowa how to do the Drupal, and I know how to upload, and I know how to do all that. I just haven't had the time or the inclination. I don't need to. But there may come a day where I need to. So you'll be able to, hopefully, I'll do podcast over there at charlesfockaert.com, and it's on a different server than YouTube. And they're not going to stop me. They're not going to stop me. I'm also a licensed ham radio operator. If it gets to that, I'll go to that. And I've got to learn a lot more. But YouTube is not going to stop me. And by the way, I suggested a few weeks ago to short Amazon. Was this the time? And it was. I'm not going to put that in here right now, but I called that. Amazon, Mr. Bezos lost $9 billion. $9 billion. He won't even flinch because he's got so many billions over there. But I said, this whole thing is going to backfire on these people, these creatures. And I hope I'm alive to see it. I want to tell you, yesterday and today was great days, and today's going to be a great day. This is what I go through all this for. All the trouble, all the repairs, all the driving down the road in this mobile cabin is shaking and rattling and rolling and rock and rolling down the road, and noise and problems I got down here. I don't know if I said this on the last video, but I'm going to say it again. As you know, or if you don't know, if you haven't watched the other videos, the videos previous to this one, my buddy left me. Yeah, he didn't want to park over there anymore, blah, 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 blah. Couldn't wait one more night. Took off. And, okay, buddy, thanks for doing that. You kind of told me what your character's like. Can't hang in there for your buddy. So anyway, I finished Thursday. 9:30, I wrapped her all up, got the fan clutch back on, started the motor. Seemed like it was working fine. Headed down the road. Went right past where I thought he had called me the day before and told me where he was, and I went right by there. I'm not going to go looking for him. Would you? So headed down the road, got to Overton, Nevada, about 11:30. And like I said, maybe I said this before, I don't know. I went into town, did all my errands, and about 3:30 I said, oh, wait a minute, I better run down and go get me a spot because there's not that many. I'm not going to say where I am, but I'm near Overton, and it's a free parking space. So I head down the road, pull into the spaces, and I notice that they're all full up, or they look to be all full up, because you got to put your little card there on the post. And there was only one space left. I pull in, and guess what? Guess who was next door to me? Yep, you got it. Mr. Can-It. Mr. I am not going to believe anything you tell me about the Holocaust, despite the facts. He's right next door. And after I was walking down with my little car to put on the post, and he come walking toward my camp, and I said, "Surprise, surprise, surprise." He says, "Yeah, I thought you'd stay up there one more day because of the wind." No, buddy, I came down here, and I'm on the road again. And our relationship is broken. It's been 3 days since he told me he's gonna repay the money I loaned him. See, it's funny. I asked him if I could borrow his grease gun, the little grease gun. I left my bigger grease gun back in Montana. Don't need a big old grease gun for one vehicle, so but he didn't give it to me. He didn't go in and go get it. But you know what? When he asked me to loan him money, I went in and got the money and loaned it to him. No problem. He didn't have to ask me twice. See that, folks? Anyway, so I went yesterday and I bought a new grease gun. No big deal. I'm a big boy. Been up the mountains a couple times, over the other side, and I can get along. I don't need your help. I don't need his help. And but anyway, here I am. And the thing I wanted to talk to you about is, you probably heard about the purging going on in Twitter and Google and YouTube and Facebook. And I got out of Facebook at least 3 years ago now, and not going back. I don't need them. I haven't bought anything on Amazon since they took my book off. I haven't bought I used to buy quite a bit on Amazon. I haven't bought anything. Zero. And if we would all do that, they wouldn't be as powerful, and they wouldn't be taking over. They wouldn't be becoming the monopoly that they're becoming. See? But nobody wants to sacrifice. Too many people want to be convenienced. Too many people don't want to be put out, like my buddy here. To stay one more night where he was being put out. And he couldn't be put out for me. Even though I was put out for him, helping him up there. And he's probably forgot all about that stuff. But I have a clear conscience. You know how valuable a clear conscience is, folks? I've done everything I can to help this guy. He's helped me, but I've paid him, and he's not complaining about the money I paid him either. So, and he told me to can it. That's basically telling me to shut up, okay? So you think I'm going to ask him for help anymore? Anyway, the reason I want to talk to you about this. Hi, Charles Fockaert. Your video, On the Road with Charles Fockaert, reply to your shilling comment, number 55541, was flagged to us by the YouTube community. By the way, Joe, thanks a lot, buddy. Was flagged to us by the YouTube community. Upon review, we have placed restrictions on how the video will be shown. Well, isn't that special? You know, it's just amazing. It's just amazing how these people want to control you, and that they're going to decide that your video doesn't meet, quote, community standards, right? Please note that your video will continue to be available on YouTube. But you know what? You got to climb over 14 mountains, go through 6 swamps in the dark to find it. Video content restrictions. We believe, no you don't. No, you don't. We believe in the principles of free speech. We believe in the principles of free speech, even when that speech is unpopular or potentially offensive to some viewers. No, they don't. No, they don't. They're lying. Yeah, but hey, with those with ears to hear and eyes to see know that they're lying. When their lips are moving, they're lying. However, there's the little however. Whenever you see a however or a but in a paragraph, that means everything that just came before it is a lie, or they don't really mean it. However, YouTube doesn't allow hate speech. My comment to the other the accuser calling me a shill was not hate speech. Doesn't allow hate speech or content that promotes or incites violence. That anyway. In some cases, flag videos that do not clearly breach the community guidelines. There we go. Got the little what a little caveat there. Flagged videos, and who the hell is doing the flagging? I'd like to know. They don't tell you, you know. Maybe there would be some insight to violence if we found out who was doing this, right? It's all done under the cloak of secrecy. Can't come right out and say, hey, my name's Schmally, and I don't like your video, and I flagged it, and I live at such and such a town, you know, if you want to get a hold of me. No, they don't do that. In some cases, flagged videos that do not clearly breach the community guidelines, which mine didn't, but whose content is potentially controversial. So now, it doesn't have to be controversial, just potentially controversial or offensive may remain up, but with some features disabled. Your video will be shown after a warning message. In addition, certain features such as comments, which I think are very, very important, sharing, which I think is very, very important, thumbs up, which I think is very important, and suggested videos have been disabled. Your video is also ineligible for monetization. For more information, please visit our help center. Yeah, right. How many times have I done that and got the big zero back? Well, this is not a strike on your account. Oh, they're so kind, aren't they? They're so expansive in their tolerance, aren't they? We still want to hear from you if you believe this was a mistake. No, you don't want to hear from me because you're going to ignore me anyway. And then, I'm going to skip the blah, 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 blah. Sincerely, the YouTube team. Well, you know what? There's a day coming. Well, I can't say it because now I might get a strike instead. So they're making certain individuals, and I'm not very well known, folks. There's never gonna be a lot of viewers and people who can accept what I have to say. I was talking to a Tall Oak yesterday. Not everyone goes to the top of the ladder on the truth. Nobody wants to stand on the top rung. And I'm very careful. I make my way up and I go to the top of the ladder and I go to all the way to the top with the truth. And there's never, ever, ever, that's called a remnant. There's never going to be that many who accept all the truth. And there's but you know what I've noticed yesterday? I noticed Greg Hunter, he's some kind of a Christian. I don't know, you know, Catholic or evangelical, or he's a Judeo-Christian, I'm pretty sure. And he's starting to say not to worry, do not fear. The Father is there to protect us. See, that's an example of not going all the way. He goes all the way. He wants to invoke the protection of the Father, but he doesn't want to tell you the Father is only the Father of the Israelites, and the Israelites are the Caucasian race. Folks, it was, it'll come to me in a minute, but Will Rogers says it's easy to make money in real estate. All you got to do is figure out where people want to be and get there before they do. Well, Those with eyes to see and ears to hear are going to have to come to the Israelite identity message, because that is the truth. That is the location of truth. And most people, like my buddy next door, they're going to kick and scream and yell and tell you to can it. They're going to block you. They're going to ban you. They're going to do everything they can to censor what you have to say. But the truth will always prevail. Always prevail. But there's a cost. There's a cost involved in telling the truth. See, if I had, a lot of these people are making, I made about $10. I think, I haven't checked recently, but I make about, since I've been back on YouTube, I made about $9.86 or something like that. I can't remember. That's what they say is on my account. I've yet to get any payment from them, but so $2.50 a week doesn't even buy a gallon of gas anymore, folks. And that's the, but some of these guys are getting hundreds of thousands of views, tens of thousands of views. And if they do, 10 or 50, and I made $10 on maybe what, 300, I don't know how many views, not very many, right? Some of these people are making pretty good money on YouTube. But I never will, because I go all the way to the top of the ladder with the truth. I'm not in this for the money. And if you think you're going to make money telling the truth, think again. There are people that'll go partway up the ladder, economic step. They'll go so far with the truth, but they won't go all the way with the truth. And that's, as you go, the more you go towards the truth, the less money you're going to make. But you know what? I'm looking for the city whose founder and maker, whose builder and architect is Yahweh. And there's a day coming in the near future, and you'll understand this the older you get, that there's a day coming when all the rights, all the wrongs will be made right. All the ups that are now down will become up again, will be upright. Everything will be exposed. All the lies will be revealed. All those who have told the truth will be asked to come to the front of the line. And there's a day coming when the real accounting, not the fake accounting, not the fake books, not the lies that are being told now. I got another video coming. I'm still working on it as to why the Caucasian race is so susceptible to this dispossession mentality. And I'm still working on, I'm going to put that together. The white race is so susceptible to being duped and deceived. And God says, I'm going to, because you refuse to embrace the love of the truth, I'm going to send you strong delusion. And that's where we are today. And there's a lot of people out there can't accept the fact that we do not live on a big bang, the result of a big bang on a spinning spear. We live on a geocentric, earth-centered system with the sun and the moon, two great lights. Explain that to us, how the moon is not a reflector. We could go on, but I won't. I'm going to pause there. I'm going to go into town today. Take care. One more thing about this, living in an RV full time. I got to be concerned about my power all the time. I got to go find both drinking water and other water for showers and washing. I got to unload my gray tank. I got to charge the batteries. I got to buy fuel for the power generator. All of that stuff. I got to keep the engine running. And I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you what my reality is. I gotta deal with all this stuff. You can't even depend on the people you thought were your friends. You can't even depend on people. But you know who I can depend on 150%? I can depend on Yahweh. You think it's a coincidence that I ended up when he had a whole day's head start against me, that I ended up right next to him? You think he's got a clear conscience there as he lays down to sleep? You know, the other day I was coming out there in the morning, and I said, "How's it going?" You know, I'm upbeat first thing in the morning. You know, hey, I'm having a great time in my life, and he's not. He's miserable. Let me tell you, he's miserable. And I said, "How's it going?" He goes, "Pretty good." And I said, "Did you have a good night's sleep?" And he goes, And I said, "You know what? I sleep as good as anybody in these $250,000 motorhome." He says, "You probably sleep better." And I think he's right. It has nothing to do with how much money you have in the bank, how much you spend on your car, how big your house is. That has very, very little to do with contentment and your quality of life. It has very, very little to do, if anything. I'm not saying that I want to live out in the homeless like they're doing in San Francisco. I read where San Francisco is now the poo-poo capital of the world, and people argue with me about the United States becoming a third world country. I've been to India. That's what they do in India. They defecate in the streets, on the sidewalks, behind the bushes. That's what they're doing now in Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, and I imagine down there in Los Angeles and other cities, folks. We, the United States, is a third world country, and it's going to become very obvious as this collapse continues. Collapse isn't an all-at-once thing. Collapse is slowly, little problem here, little problem there. We're seeing the interest rates. We're seeing the rejection of the dollar. We're seeing the interest rate going up. We're seeing the problems in other, what they call emerging economies, Turkey, Indonesia, Venezuela. Remember, Venezuela was the richest country in South America not too long ago. Now it's like Zimbabwe. We're headed there, folks. This is not fear porn. This is get ready. Joseph told his people, get ready. Noah told the people, get ready. Take precautions. Do what you can. The most important thing, spiritual and mental preparation for what's coming. And I'll go into another video about what I think you might want to consider having on hand before the poo-poo really hits the blades. It's funny because I'm thinking about my fan clutch. There's coming a day here where the fan is going to be high speed and the doo-doo is going to be flung all over, folks, so get ready for it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel, and may the grace of God, not just the Father, but the Father of the Israelites, the Europeans who moved out of Levant, out of Palestine, left Egypt before the Exodus, founded Greece, Sicily, went all the way up to the British Isles, went into Europe. There's all the evidence in the world that the Europeans are the Israelites. May that God, may the Father Yahweh, may His grace be upon us, the Israelites, the Europeans. They're killing. I got another video coming on what's going on in South Africa. It made the tears flow when I watched this video, folks. Made the tears flow. May His grace be upon all of us. South Africa, Monica and Alfred Schaefer in the Gulag there in Germany. Is the YouTube community going to be upset now that I mentioned the truth? Are they going to report me to the Big Mama? Am I going to have to spend time in the corner? Huh? Is that coming? Oh, did I break community guidelines by mentioning Monica and Alfred Schaefer? Remember, I got 2 strikes on my videos concerning Alfred and Monica Schaefer. May His grace be upon all of us. What's going on in other countries makes the problems I have seem pretty minor, don't they? See ya.